The ocean is a breathtaking place, filled with incredible life that never fails to amaze us. But if you're a fan of sharks, you'll definitely want to stick around until the end of this video. While many people fear these powerful predators, a close encounter with one might just change how you see them. With that in mind, here are 20 terrifying shark encounters caught on tape. Number 20. Great White Shark Encounter. This terrifying video shows fisherman Johan Potgieter diving 19 meters underwater searching for reef fish to eat, when a great white suddenly appears only an arm's length away. Mr. Potgieter and his fellow divers Francois Mollman, René Nel, and Eric Farr came into close contact with the deadly predator on August 27 in Arniston, 209 kilometers to the east of Cape Town in South Africa. Mr. Potgieter was looking to his right and initially didn't notice the shark until it swam close to his left. His muffled screams are heard as he instinctively prods the shark away with a spear gun. The great white speeds away but suddenly makes a quick 180-degree turn and swims directly at Mr. Potgieter, who screams again and prods the great white yet again with a spear gun, causing the shark to abruptly turn away. After alerting his diving team to be safe, he ducks his head back under the water only to see the shark swimming right underneath his feet. The boat is seen quickly motoring over to pick up Mr. Farr and Mr. Potgieter, who immediately tossed their spear guns into the boat before throwing themselves into the dinghy. The divers spot the shark continuing to circle close by, and as the boat begins to race off, they see Mr. Smuts, the last diver, who pops out of the water before being pulled out by his team. Number 19. Shark spotted swimming very close to shore. A great white shark was spotted less than 10 feet from the shore in Cape Cod days before a mother swimming with her baby had a narrow escape. The predator, which was estimated to be 10 feet long, was photographed swimming in the shallows of Race Point Beach in Provincetown, Massachusetts on a Sunday in July 2021. Sharks were spotted in Cape Cod not once, not twice, as the charity warned of the great whites hunting near the shore. According to the Atlantic White Shark Conservancy, the second sighting was just 20 feet from the shore and 3 feet from a woman and a baby in the water. Thames Mackenzie and her friends saw the shark swimming less than 10 feet from the shore when it was first sighted. She mentioned she had noticed the seals in the area staying out of the water as the shark approached. She had also mentioned on social media how the shark swam back and forth in front of them for about 10 minutes. There were no lifeguards in the area when the shark was spotted and she did not have cell phone service, but it's very clear how close to comfort this predator came to be as it spent quite some time in the water close to shore. Number 18. Galapagos fight diver over a yellow-fin tuna. There are many tuna lovers out there, but not many of them would be willing to have a 2-on-1 battle with sharks over a tuna. This footage was obtained from a YouTube upload about 4 years ago. Apparently, some diver decided to go tuna hunting and had to actually nail the big catch, but little did he know somewhere in the deep dark water, 2 Galapagos sharks had been waiting for the right moment. It was really a long way to go from New Zealand to Ascension Island to nearly get eaten by sharks while trying to secure a yellowfin tuna. The diver had shot a pole spear and was about to reel his catch in when these 2 cunning sharks tried to steal the catch. It was very brave of him to fight till the end, as we can see in the video where he managed to grab hold of his catch and return to the boat unharmed. He clearly earned himself a spot at the top of the food chain for pulling quite a daring stunt. Number 17. Video shows shark attack feet away from Cape Cod surfers. As the Discovery Channel's Shark Week programming drew to a close, the shark activity on Cape Cod was indeed far from over. In August 2018, Nowzat lifeguards evacuated more than a dozen surfers and swimmers from the waters after a shark was spotted attacking a seal. Twitter user Ken Martin of Boston showed the video from just moments after the shark attack, where a bloody seal carcass floated just feet away from the shore. Another video uploaded by Martin shows a somewhat chaotic scene as surfers and lifeguards call out to those in the ocean, waving them to come back in. The latter had way more than 100,000 views. According to Martin, the shark had allegedly taken out a seal in the middle of the 20 surfers just 30 feet from the shore. In a separate tweet, he mentioned that the shark disappeared shortly after the event. Chaos had clearly ensued for a few minutes after the attack until everyone at the beach was accounted for. Number 16. Woman survived shark attack. Channel Rainey Pierce had attempted to swim the Kiwi Channel from Molokai to Oahu, Hawaii, about to nail a massive physical feat, when she got a sudden shark scare. Though it was probably just there to say hi or maybe add Rainey to the food chain, she had uploaded a video from her swim on YouTube, stating it was actually the first time her drone pilot had been in a boat in the ocean and tried to film a swim. She was prepared and had a team of escorts on the boat and kayak closely following her during her journey, and she was only allowed to be fed by a string or pole throughout the journey. This journey usually takes about 15 to 20 hours to complete, and Rainey was paced to get the job done in 17 hours, but then a shark was spotted. Luckily for Rainey, the kayaker was able to maneuver his way between her and the shark, giving the boat enough time to scare off the surprise visitor. But this visitor was there to stay, as can be seen in the footage, swimming back to Rainey. Rainey had to get to safety first, so without completing the race, she swam back to the boat and the shark was still there. Better safe than sorry, I guess, was what Rainey must have been thinking, but you gotta admit that was really a close call. Now it's time for today's topic. It was supposed to be a perfect summer day in the Maldives. Crystal clear water, white sand, and calm waves. Dozens of tourists floated near the shallows off Mafushi Island, unaware that something enormous was moving just beneath them. The peaceful afternoon took a chilling turn when a drone operator, 29-year-old travel photographer Daniel Reeves from Australia, decided to capture some aerial footage for his travel vlog. What his drone recorded moments later sent shivers down his spine. Beneath a group of swimmers, including a woman floating on her back, was the unmistakable outline of a gigantic shark, far larger than any known great white. Measuring what experts estimated to be over 60 feet long, its shadow dwarfed the kayaks and nearby fishing boats. Reeves immediately alerted local authorities, and the footage quickly spread across social media, amassing millions of views within hours. Marine biologists who reviewed the video were divided. Some suggested it might be a basking shark distorted by light refraction, while others were convinced it was something else entirely, possibly an undocumented species or even a surviving relative of the prehistoric Megalodon. The tourists were quickly brought to shore, unharmed, but the haunting image of that massive silhouette remains one of the most terrifying ocean encounters ever caught on camera. Number 15. Great White Attacks Boat. A rubber boat is definitely the last place you'd want to be after hearing a shark is on the loose, but what do we say about this unlucky group of German tourists who found themselves in this exact situation? The group was happily watching seals at the coast of Mossel Bay in South Africa, clearly unaware that something bigger was beneath them the whole time. They had gotten the shock of a lifetime when a hungry great white attacked their rubber boat. This 12-foot great white came in without a warning, like other sharks normally do. According to Rainer Schoeman, who organized the tour, he believes the shark had mistaken the boat for a dead whale. From the video, the 12-foot female had savaged the side of the vessel, causing part of it to deflate, and with the unbalanced boat, Rainer thought it was wise to quickly retreat, least of all to repair the 2,000-pound damage. Number 14. Close call vid from kayak fisherman. Mark McCracken, a 33-year-old construction worker from Santa Maria, California, had filmed a 15-minute encounter while he fished for halibut half a mile off Gaviota State Beach near Santa Barbara on Saturday. And like every other close-call shark encounter, this one hit the back of Mark's kayak twice and he turned around to it. You can't tell from this footage if he was biting the kayak or just headbutting it, but I doubt Mark would care about that detail, as long as it didn't involve him escaping. As soon as Mark saw this predator, he just started going at it with the paddle. The footage showed the animal circling around for several passes at the kayak and each time being hit away by McCracken's paddle. Poor thing probably just wants to play anyway. Luckily, McCracken decided to row into shore, but the animal's fin was seen continuing in pursuit. It had followed him all the way into about 3 feet of water, and even after he had gotten off the kayak and made it to the beach, the shark was just sitting right there, which was somewhat creepy. Number 13. Great White Mall's boat engine. A video that looks like a scene out of Jaws had surfaced online, and it's likely so. A Western Australian family, while out on a fishing trip, had captured the terrifying moment a 4-meter great white shark mauled their boat. The footage is still making waves across social media platforms, as we can see today. David Tuckfield was out on the water off the coast of Mandurah, south of Perth, on a Friday with his wife Kanya. Their son Shelby had been reeling in his catch when the predator suddenly decided to reveal itself, and it must have been after the catch. The great white, which was estimated to be about 4 meters long by Mr. Tuckfield, swam right up to the side of the boat, opening its mouth up wide and using its razor-sharp teeth to chomp down on the boat's outboard motor. The predator continued circling the family's boat for an hour, giving them a Good Friday they'll never forget. And despite how terrifying the encounter may seem to everyone, the Tuckfields called it the highlight of their Easter weekend, and they were definitely looking forward to fishing there again. Number 12. 18-foot shark attacks cage. Brandon was out to test if fishes could sense vulnerability in man, and this theory was tested on the shark's turf. But little did he know he was about to be food stuck in a vending machine. He was right about fish sensing vulnerability because the sharks only came closer to the cage when Brandon had his back turned or when he took a vulnerable position. This 18-foot shark, after circling around for a while, went straight for one of the floats, and pulling Brandon out could be one of the worst mistakes they could be making. The only safest place was inside the cage, assuming it would still be in one piece. Number 11. Little bitty boats and big sharks don't mix. Just off Stewart Island, shark experts Jeff Kerr and Andy Casagrande are in a small boat and on the heels of 20-foot great whites from the lair of the mega shark. They plan to put a camera on the fin of one of the sharks and then track it to the feeding ground of the mega predator. One of the sharks eventually breached the surface with Andy awaiting to attach the camera, but unfortunately, this predator went in for the rope holding the small boat to the big one. An expected turn of events which was a close call, but this predator wasn't done yet. It soon returns with a friend, and from the footage, those things are almost bigger than the boat itself. Now the video doesn't tell us if Andy and company ever got to the mega shark or placed the camera on any of the shark's fins, but they certainly will be telling a lot of tales in this terrifying shark encounter they just had, though it may seem fun to them and only terrifying to us. Got a comment? Then let us hear your thoughts in the comments section. Number 10. Huge hammerhead shark circles clueless swimmer. Jason McIntosh had posted a video to Instagram showing the scene that unfolded just offshore in Miami Beach when an approximately 10-foot hammerhead shark approached a man who was swimming on his back. According to Sharksider, hammerheads are known for their ability to make very sudden and sharp turns. The nail-biting footage was captured by the 41-year-old Jason McIntosh, a drone photographer from Miami, who was flying his drone over the water 25 meters away from the shore on November 15th when he captured the amazing scene. The swimmer, who was clearly unaware of the shark, gives the drone camera a thumbs up while the hammerhead approaches. The shark made circles around the man, who nearly struck the predatory fish in the head with his foot at one point. Talk about a close call. Luckily, the hammerhead eventually loses interest and swims away, leaving the swimmer untouched. This video has so far racked up over 100,000 views via Instagram and more than 20,000 views on YouTube. Number 9. Huge mako shark jumps into fishing boat. An amazing video of an enormous shark that jumped onto a fishing boat and became stuck has surfaced on the internet from the United States. In the footage, which was filmed on July 6th off the coast of Long Island, the fisherman looks on in horror as the huge mako shark squirms around on the deck of the boat with its body trapped beneath the guardrail. The shark bit the rail several times in its struggle to release itself. It violently shook as it tried to make its way back into the water below, but its long dorsal fin kept it from slipping back into the ocean. Captain Law and others on the vessel tried to devise a plan to free the animal, and they had very little time. As they spoke, massive amounts of blood spilled from the shark's mouth. The crew immediately tied a rope around the base of the shark's caudal fin and hooked its head with a fishing line to keep it looking into the ocean and obviously away from them. Not long after, the men, after having seemingly been able to squeeze the shark's dorsal fin through the railing, lowered the shark into the water with the rope. Eventually, the fisherman managed to cut the shark free, and it quickly slipped into the water before swimming away. Number 8. Shark roaming close to swimmers on Miami's beach. A large tiger shark was seen in November 2020 near the South Beach in Miami, Florida, swimming dangerously close to beachgoers who had no idea a predator was floating inches away from them. Photographer Kenny Melendez was flying his drone above the South Beach waters at 8 a.m. on November 24th, hoping to get some scenic shots which he was going to show to his cousin how drones worked, when he noticed a sizable shadow near a swimmer. He immediately panned the drone camera close to the water, hovering at just 15 feet above the surface, and as it turned out, the shadow was that of an enormous tiger shark that was swimming really close to the sandy beach of Miami. Melendez decided to let his drone follow the shark around for the next 10 minutes as it swam up to the unsuspecting beachgoers waiting in the waters. And although the shark was swimming a few feet away from the people, they seemed to be unperturbed by the aquatic visitor, probably because they obviously hadn't noticed its fin circling the area. Melendez had mentioned he was not standing in hearing distance of the beachgoers, so there was no way he could possibly have warned them about the impending danger approaching them, and it's clear that there was no way for them to know about it without getting a warning. Luckily, they quickly exited the ocean and no injuries were reported. Number 7. Great white sneaks up on family. Carlos, a great white shark enthusiast and professional photographer, is one of the many blessings we have on Earth. This young man had devoted his time to not only photographing the essence of the great ocean but took it upon himself to use his drone as a shark alert for clueless people. In this footage he captured a year ago, a 9-foot juvenile great white shark curiously lingered near a family which included 2 kids. This shark followed the yellow kayak for approximately 100 yards. The family, however, sees his drone above the shark and huddles together to appear larger. Unlike most encounters Carlos had filmed, the folks did not in any way pursue the shark after the initial encounter, and although the shark did remain nearby for a few minutes, it never returned to the kayakers. Number 6. Man fights off great white shark in Sydney Harbor. Imagine just wanting to take a cool, relaxing dive in the water and just let loose that stress accumulation from the day's job, and then just when you think you can finally relax and let the cold water do the job, you start hearing someone warning about a shark in the water. Well, in this video, a man in Australia got a little too close to a great white shark and it was surprisingly all caught on camera. Apparently, the man was using a GoPro camera which he had strapped to his helmet. We can see him jumping off the rocks and after catching his breath, he hears his friends warning him about a shark in the water. As he turns toward the open sea, a dark, menacing shadow begins to circle below the surface, moving with unsettling precision. The camera captures the tension rising as the man's breathing quickens, his head darting from side to side, while bubbles ripple across the lens. Suddenly, a massive dorsal fin slices through the water, and his friend's shouts grow louder and more frantic. The diver freezes for a split second before instinct takes over, his arms and legs thrashing as he makes a desperate swim toward the rocky shoreline. Every second feels like an eternity as the shark veers closer, its pale underbelly visible in flashes beneath the churning waves. The footage becomes shaky, chaotic, and heart-pounding, showing just how close he came to disaster. By the time he pulls himself out of the water, his hands are trembling, his breath ragged with adrenaline. The guy quickly takes a dive but comes face to face with the unexpected creature. He struggled for a lot to swim to shore, and it didn't look easy at all, especially since he was trying to not get eaten. Thankfully, the shark wasn't really in the attacking mood, so he got out safely. As we can see at the end of the video, the guy is still in awe while holding the camera to his face. He could have been lunch a few minutes ago, but he got out just fine. He probably should inspect the water next time before blindly jumping in. Number 5. Diver swims with record-breaking largest great white shark. Ocean Ramsey is a marine biologist in Hawaii who swam with a great white shark and claimed that she wasn't even a little bit nervous. Ramsey said sharks like the 8-foot-wide one she swam next to swim past surfers, swimmers, and divers all day every day. She has been studying the great white sharks for over 10 years and estimated that the shark that became her swimming partner earlier this week weighed in at over 2 tons. As she entered the water, the ocean around her seemed to fall eerily silent, the calm before an unforgettable encounter. The massive shark emerged from the deep blue, its immense shadow gliding beneath her like a submarine. Most people would have fled in terror, but Ramsey remained composed, her movements slow and deliberate, radiating respect instead of fear. The great white circled her once, seemingly curious, before approaching with graceful confidence. For a few tense seconds, the shark's dark eye met hers, and Ramsey described feeling an almost sentient presence, an intelligence beyond pure instinct. Her team watched in awe from the boat, their cameras rolling as she reached out and gently placed her hand along the shark's dorsal fin. It was a moment of serenity and connection few could ever imagine experiencing with such a powerful predator. The sunlight filtered through the waves, casting shimmering reflections on the shark's scarred skin as the two swam side by side. In that surreal moment, the line between fear and fascination seemed to disappear. She and her team were studying tiger sharks off the coast of Oahu, documenting the animal's behavior when they encountered the great white that would have sent most swimmers fearing for their life. The video was breathtaking and striking to say the least. It had gone viral after Ramsey posted pictures on Instagram and made an upload to the YouTube channel. In the video of the encounter, Ramsey is seen holding the shark's fin while they swim side by side. Seeing Ramsey next to the shark gives you a sense of just how massive the great white is. According to Ramsey, she suspects that the shark might have even been pregnant. Number 4. Tiger-shark encounter. In an episode of Blue Wilderness, we are taken back to the epic tiger shark dive in a special director's edition. Mark and Cruz set off for a world-famous tiger beach in hopes of coming face to face with some very large, very hungry tiger sharks, and they did just that. The waters shimmered with sunlight as the team descended, surrounded by the eerie calm of the open ocean, broken only by the distant silhouettes of approaching sharks. Within minutes, massive shapes emerged from the blue haze, sleek, striped giants moving with the confidence of apex predators. One particularly bold tiger shark swam directly toward Cruz, its amber eyes locking onto his camera rig like it was prey. The tension was palpable as he maintained steady breathing, refusing to make any sudden movements. Another shark circled low beneath Mark, forcing him to keep his fins tucked in tight to avoid drawing unwanted attention. The divers' bubbles rose like silver orbs through the water, marking their presence in a place that was anything but safe. As the sharks grew bolder, nudging and circling closer, the team's communication became frantic through hand signals. The ocean seemed to pulse with energy, every heartbeat magnified in the vast, silent expanse. At one point, a massive female shark brushed so close that her rough skin grazed Coyote's arm, leaving a faint scratch. Both men had to rely on their training and calm instincts to avoid triggering a defensive strike. In fact, they got so close that both Mark and Coyote have to pull off underwater maneuvers when confronted by tiger shark face-offs. Mark does a neat barrel roll to escape, and Coyote had an extremely close call. He had his hands placed under the nose of the shark, which triggered a reflex action as seen in the video. If Mark wasn't able to avert it, this could have become a terrific bite episode, and that is definitely not what he wants to happen. The team soon started to run out of air, so with that, they had successfully closed their shark diving expedition with no one hurt. Number 3. 9-foot bull shark spotted in Florida. We might as well go ahead and file this under the things you don't ever want to see in your backyard category. Suddenly, he noticed something strange in the waters. Soon he realized in shock that it was a giant shark curiously wandering around his backyard. The man was quick to make a video out of this unexpected encounter, even though they were pretty sure that he was terrified by the sight. The shark's dorsal fin sliced through the calm water like a knife, sending ripples across the reflection of nearby palm trees. Neighbors who heard the commotion rushed to their balconies, unsure whether to believe what they were seeing. Some thought it might have been a prank until the massive silhouette turned, revealing its unmistakable bull shark features. The waterway, usually filled with manatees and small fish, now hosted a full-grown predator exploring its way through residential canals. Local wildlife officials later explained that bull sharks are one of the few shark species capable of thriving in freshwater, often venturing far from the ocean through connected river systems. Witnesses described the shark circling slowly, curious but calm, before disappearing beneath the dock's shadow. As scary as sharks are, they are pretty much simple creatures that do not want anything to do with humans. They so happen to be valuable animals that are part of the ecosystem of the ocean, and without them, the balance of the ocean would probably be thrown off balance. The video is like a scene from a Hollywood horror movie and would make your heart leap into your stomach. Imagine seeing a shark in the pool of your own backyard. We bet you'd be taken aback or probably feel insecure the next time you want to take a swim. The video was shot from Fry's home in Bonita Springs, where the 9-foot bull shark was spotted swimming close to the docks through the channel just outside his building. This happy-looking predator is roaming freely in the water without even taking notice of where it is. Seems like the shark doesn't bother that it isn't swimming in the deep blue of the ocean, as long as it has enough space to make itself happy, and as long as it is not bothering anyone. Number 2. Shark coming dangerously close to surfers in Cape Town. The surfers paddling on their boards and swimmers standing in the water appear to be unaware that they were so close to this bronze whaler shark. Some viewers indicated that there was another smaller shark further out as well, and as many have pointed out, the shark was probably looking for fish, not humans. The water shimmered in the late afternoon light, its calm surface betraying no hint of the predator silently weaving below. The shark glided effortlessly, its bronze body blending almost perfectly with the golden hue of the seabed. A few seagulls hovered overhead, sensing commotion beneath the surface, as small schools of fish darted erratically in every direction. From the shoreline, beachgoers could see faint shadows shifting just beneath the waves, sparking curiosity among a few but concern among the lifeguards. As the shark moved closer to the surfers, its dorsal fin briefly broke the surface, a haunting yet beautiful reminder of nature's power. Some surfers only realized what was happening later when drone footage revealed just how close the animal had come to them. Many viewers have, however, identified it in the popular surf spot Caves, which is part of Kogal Bay Beach and Nature's Preserve. Another previous encounter had at the same time location where a man was killed by a great white. Bodyboarder David Lilienfeld was with his brother when he was attacked by the 13-foot shark and dragged under the water. The beachgoers had to witness this 20-year-old have his right leg ripped off. He was taken to shore after his terrific ordeal but died just before the doctors could reach him in the attack in April 2012. This area is now known for its sharks during the summer months, and following such an event, shark spotters have been placed on duty and on high alert at this beautiful spot, which is popular with surfers, swimmers, and picnickers. These shark spotters have apparently identified this new shark as a juvenile bronze whaler, which means that this predator is certainly not aggressive towards humans and would only have been looking for fish. Number 1. Great white shark surprised a surfer. Surfing at the Bluffs campground in San Onofre State Park in San Clemente, Camp Pendleton in Southern California was a solitary surfer. It was just the day after the Southern California winter rain in 2017 when this guy decided he wanted to go surfing. He was actually looking to try his GoPro camera for the first time and happened to be the only one out, and with the next wave appeared a great white shark about 10 feet away and swimming from left to right of him. The morning had been calm, with gray clouds hanging low and the ocean carrying that distinct post-rain stillness. He paddled through the glassy water, unaware that beneath the surface something massive was gliding silently toward him. When he first noticed the shadow cutting through the waves, he assumed it was kelp swaying in the current, until it began to move against the tide. The sleek dorsal fin sliced through the water, catching the light for just a second before vanishing. His heart raced as the realization set in. He wasn't alone. He steadied his board, adrenaline surging as he tried to keep his movements slow, knowing that splashing might draw the predator's attention. The great white circled once, its pale belly flashing beneath the surface before turning sharply toward him. The surfer could see its black eyes, cold, unblinking, locking onto him as if calculating. For a moment, everything around him went silent, the waves flattening into eerie calm. He had simply assumed it was the 5th juvenile great white he had seen in the water 2 years prior, and so he wasn't bothered, Well, at least not until this juvenile turned in his direction, and that is when the real trouble set in. He quickly spun his board and escaped from the scene. At the end of the video, he claims that it is the closest he has ever been to a shark and probably might be the last time he is going to let such an encounter happen. That wraps up today's video on 20 terrifying shark encounters caught on tape. What did you think of these incredible yet fearsome predators? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the other awesome videos appearing on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.